The ex-plumber, Supreme Good Member Arnie Kott of the Water Workers' Local 4th Planet Branch, rose from his bed at 10 in the morning, and as was his custom, strolled directly to the steam bath. "Hello, Gus." "Hi there, Arnie." Everybody called him by his first name, and that was good. Arnie Kott nodded to Bill and Eddie and Tom, and they all greeted him. The air, full of steam, condensed around his feet and drained off across the tiles to be voided. That was a touch which pleased him. The baths had been constructed so as not to preserve the runoff. The water drained out onto the hot sand and disappeared forever. Who else could do that? He thought, let's see if those rich Jews up in New Israel have a steam bath that wastes water. Placing himself under a shower, Arnie Kott said to the fellows around him, "I heard some rumor I want checked on soon as possible. You know that combine from California? Those Portuguese that originally held title in the FDR mountain range, and they tried to extract iron ore there, but it was too low grade, and the cost was way out of line? I heard they sold their holdings." "Yeah, I heard that too." All the boys nodded. "I wonder how much they lost. Must have taken a terrible beating." Arnie said, "No, I heard they found a buyer that was willing to put up more than they paid. They made a profit after all these years, so it paid them to hold out. I wonder who's nuts enough to want that land. I got some mineral rights there, you know. I want you to check into who bought that land and what kind of operation they represent. I want to know what they're doing over there." "Good to know those things." Again, everyone nodded, and one man, Fred it looked like, detached himself from his shower and padded off to dress. "I'll check into that, Arnie," Fred said over his shoulder. "I'll get to it right away." Addressing himself to the remaining men, Arnie soaped himself all over and said, "You know, I got to protect my mineral rights. I can't have some smoozer coming in here from Earth and making those mountains into, like, for instance, a national park for picnickers. I'll tell you what I heard. I know that a bunch of communist officials from Russia and Hungary, big boys, was over here around a week ago, no doubt looking around. You think because that collective of theirs failed last year they gave up? No. They got the brains of bugs, and like bugs they always come back. Those Reds are aching to establish a successful collective on Mars. It's practically a wet dream of theirs back home. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that those Portuguese from California sold to communists. And pretty soon, we're seeing the name change from the FDR Mountains, which is right and proper, to something like the Joe Stalin Mountains." The men all laughed appreciatively.